Hey everybody, it's your boy Zuri here for my 300th episode. This is pretty amazing. Thank you all for helping me get this far. And in today's episode, we are covering the Sinanju Stein narrative version Master Grade from Gundam Narrative. So originally I wanted to get the Verka, but that was out of my price range, so I went with this. So I really enjoyed the build of this mobile suit. I want to say Gundam, but is Gundam adjacent, if you will. But my daughter told me it looked like, halfway through the building process, told me it looked like a football player, and for a while I could not unsee it, and now I find that hilarious. But with that being said, does it have flaws? Definitely. Mostly in the build process was kind of some annoyances, but nothing too awful. And one style of putting the bazooka in the backpack. Not in the backpack, on the back skirt. But that's just a personal issue. Maybe if you built it, you wouldn't have that issue, but that's just me. But with that being said, let's get into the review and talk about this really cool mobile suit. Okay, so this is everything that I can fit on camera that comes in the box. Because trust me, this only is expensive because of the amount of plastic in it, like all gunpla. But the problem is, you don't need a large chunk of it. And that annoyed the hell out of me. For instance, I'm just going to go through all the spare pieces you get. From this J-Runner, you get all these pieces. That you're thinking, oh, that's not a lot. This is just the beginning. On the I-Runner, you get these two pieces, and it keeps going, everybody. On the D-Runners, you get these two. You get two of these, one here, one here. You get two D-Runners, and that's it. Again, not awful. On the E1, you get part of a shield, and two parts of your arm, and a chest piece. On the P2 and P1 runners, you get these two. On the brown H, you get this piece, and all these pieces. G2, you get this piece. On the K, you get basically the entire mobile suit. Well, parts of it, at least. See what I mean? All these spare pieces. On the F1, all these pieces were useless, except for this one piece. Repeat again on the H. More of the same. A bunch of spare pieces, which I believe came from the original Sinanju, or the original Sinanju Stein, but not the narrative version, but yeah. This is the N runner. You get this piece, these legs, I believe. Another N runner. As you can see, a bunch of spare parts. On the A runner, we have a whole shield. Parts of a shield that looks like part of a beam rifle. And all of these were not for use. On the I runner, you get, I believe, part of the backpack. And I originally thought, oh man, did I screw up? No, I did not. They literally, if you look in the manual, parts of these were just completely blacked out, basically. And this is the other H runner. Almost completely full. You are paying for all this plastic to use one or two pieces out of them. This is the other H runner. That's ridiculous. That is all the spare parts you get in this model. And of course, you get the little figurines. But here's the thing: most master grades, you have the pilot sit in there. Yeah, you don't in this one. It just kind of sits out. It's not in the instructions to put him in there. I don't know why. You get a little figure. You get another little one. We get water style decals, a sticker sheet, and other decals. Beam effects for the two beam sabers, which are located in both the arms. A base adapter. The hands, you get two of these. One is attached. But what I find interesting about these are very close to real grade fingers. And for a while, I was like, why can't I not bend the fingers? But yeah, you can bend the fingers. Each individual joint. Because they kind of remind me of real grade, which is pretty interesting. So you have that. And the bazooka. Alright, and now to the mobile suit itself. So, the Sinanju Stein looks really cool. It can actually support its own weight, which is amazing. Barely balanced, and things coming off of this. Also, I don't know if anyone else had a problem, but when I swapped out this hand, I had to literally disassemble the entire wrist joint because the ball joint, right, the wrist joint here can pop off like that. When I was, trying to attach the beam rifle hand, so. So, yeah, that was an issue. So, instead of replacing the hand and constantly, no. It's staying with the beam rifle. Which is pretty cool. Yep. Drop the sticker sheets. So, shield. Let's do the articulation. That's the arm bend. Really good. The beam rifle is actually in the compartment right here. Which is really cool. I didn't use all the stickers. I just used the stickers for the chest and on the sleeves because I like those positions. It all looks really cool. You move the skirt up there. Stupid energy canister. That's the leg all the way up. That's the knee bend. The foot moves. Get a good ankle bend. This part actually moves too, which is really cool. Be careful with the energy canisters, because obviously they can fall off. Let's get this back in. There we go. Obviously these things can move and fall out. We do not get 360 with the head, as you can clearly see. Turn. That's not going anywhere. The grenade launcher here can disattach from the shield and attach to the beam rifle, which is really cool. As can the bazooka. And my beef with the bazooka is you're supposed to attach it right here, but one, you have to basically remove the backpack. And if you try to open it all the way, like that, it still wouldn't fit in properly. You still have to remove this part. I'll show you guys. Let's tweak the hand a little to get it out of the way. It's in the right direction according to the instructions. Line it up. Yeah, that's basically it. It kind of just dangles there. It's not supportive. So it's like, yeah, no. It's not a good look or fit. And do we get the splits? Let's just move the arm out of the way. We get the splits. Just be careful. The hips are a bit tight, so you don't want to go too far and actually break them. But all in all, solid kit, great design. I love it. I just hate the fact of the mass amount of plastic that comes with it. But let's get to the summary and wrap up the review. So, would I recommend the Sinanju Stein narrative version? Master Grade? Yeah. If you have the time, the money, you definitely should get it. It's a great kit, great shelf presence. The gray and the light gray and the dark blue looks really cool. And the light brown inner frame looks really nice. But I hate the amount of plastic they give you. I mean, my family did bring a good point. It could be used for spare parts. Excuse me, if say a part broke, like in the inner frame, I agree. Like, oh man, the left leg broke. Part of the left leg broke. Well, you have 1.5 billion replacement parts for it. It's good enough. So, yeah. But it's still way too much extra plastic. They could have streamlined this and made it a lot cheaper and a lot smaller of a box. But that's just my opinion. I got this at my local hobby store. Unfortunately, I mean, you can look for it online. I don't believe Galactic Toys has it yet, but they do have the Verka, which is a lot more streamlined. You know, there's not a lot of stickers, so if you have the money, I say go for that. But this is great for what it is. It's simple, it's good, it doesn't fall over its own weight. Sure, there's flaws, but it is what it is. Just be careful while building it, and be careful with the hands. The fingers are a little tight, and it's quite easily you could break it. Just be cautious. And yeah, thank you all for being here for my 300th episode. It's really amazing that I got this far in the YouTube world to make it to 300 episodes. And you guys are amazing subscribers. If you've been here from the beginning, thank you for being with me in this journey. If you just joined us, welcome. Hopefully for my 400th or 500th episode, it'd be, something crazier. I can't promise anything, though. Because, we live in a world and money needs to exist in, so I get what I can get. But with that being said, thank you all so much. You guys are all amazing subscribers, fans, crew. You guys are great. Next week's episode is on. I have no idea. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.